Lazy layoffs. I've been thinking a lot today about the layoffs that we see in the market right now and the people that are impacted by these. And what really pisses me off is the lazy layoff. Now, to tell you what that is, to talk about that, a couple of things you should know. First, my name's Jason. I'm a recruiter. I've been a recruiter for over 25 years, and I've certainly been through a layoff myself. I've had to do layoffs as a leader in an organization more times than I ever thought I would have to. And I'm really pissed that people are so freaking lazy in the way they do layoffs right now. Now, here's why. If you have a lazy layoff, meaning you lay people off and you're actually laying off people based on performance, not because their job is being eliminated. Maybe it's being eliminated and you're laying off the worst performers or something like that. But there's this stigma that gets associated with someone losing their job. And I think that's just lazy. There's a friend of mine's named Steven, and he's CEO of a big technology company, of hundreds of millions of dollars in technology that these guys do, and that's his business. And I was at an event with him the other day, and he was talking about layoffs, and he said, I don't understand these people that are laying off so frequently. He said, don't they understand that's their personal failure? As the CEO, if you lay someone off, you've got to go and have a conversation with them to say, I'm sorry, this is my fault. I know that you count on this job to support your family, and I wasn't able to generate enough business to do what I said I would do when I hired you, which is keep you at a job. Now, I think that is an extraordinary perspective. I think that's the right perspective. Business changes also. So there are decreases in businesses all the time. The markets shift, things go badly, things don't go according to plan. That's okay. The first thing to know is that's a leadership failure, not to anticipate that or to read the room wrong. I mean, sometimes the odds are really stacked against those leaders, but any leader worth their salt, including me, should see the need to do a layoff as a personal failure. And I do. I really do. Now, leading up to a layoff, you should be doing performance management. And what that means is if there's someone who's not doing a good job, you should exit them out. There's a guy in my company right now who we had to eliminate his position. And he's extraordinary, just absolutely an extraordinary guy and good at what he does. And the company is being so respectful and they're doing such good things with this. We had a big call and thanked him for his service. And really what we wanted to say there is there's no shame here for you. As you leave here, we respect you. We think you're great. And we're disappointed. We are missing out. We're losing because you're not going to be here anymore. And that's the perspective that we should have when we lay someone off. These layoffs that I see happening in the market, I feel like are lazy. Now, my friend that just experienced this, he's going to have to go out into the market and compete with other people who have a stigma of, oh, you must not have been very good, so you got laid off. That's because a bunch of other people in the market are doing layoffs the wrong way. They're being lazy. What they're doing is they're saying, all right, so I've got all these people who are not doing really well. So instead of having a performance conversation, we're going to have a big layoff, a riff action, and we're going to let these people go. So the market has this understanding, this belief out there that people who are laid off weren't very good at their jobs. That's not true. The way this should work is people who were laid off because their leaders failed to generate enough business to keep them employed. And the market should have that understanding, not that the person wasn't good at their job, but because there are so many bad managers, so many bad directors, so many bad VPs, so many bad CEOs that are out there using layoffs in exchange for performance management, you get this stigma associated with losing your job, which you absolutely should not do. In fact, it's sort of a victim-y spot to be in. Like you are very good at your job because of circumstances, whatever those may be. It might be that you have a client that went sideways. It might be that you're in the auto industry and the auto industry is tanking, or you're in oil and gas and the price for a barrel of oil is really low right now. It could be any number of things that are out there impacting your business, but it doesn't necessarily have to mean that it's you. It doesn't mean that it's you. And the fact that the market has this assumption that it is you is because there's so many people doing lazy layoffs. So stop the lazy layoffs, you a-holes. Performance manage when you need to performance manage. And then if you have to adjust, if you have to reduce positions because there's a business impact, then recognize it as a leadership failure and then let people go in the most respectful and honoring way that you possibly can, which I've seen here. I've seen both in my friend who's the CEO that I mentioned and this gentleman that I mentioned today who's being let go from the organization and being treated with such respect and love and honor as he leaves. I've seen this done well now. And now that I've seen it done well, I have no patience for you lazy bums that do it badly. So do better, be better, manage performance, lay off with respect. For any of you who have faced a layoff, for any of you who are looking for a job, for any of you who are worried about a layoff, there's a couple of things that I like to do. I'm going to link a couple of videos here for you. There are some tips and tricks. The biggest one right now is the resume customization mode that you have to be in. We've actually created some software to help you with that called betterthing.ai that will be a job search assistant and guide you through the things that you need, customize your resume for every application. I'm going to give you a link to that. It's free to try, and that thing is right here. So go try that out. There's also going to be a video linked at the end of this, which is how to find the hiring manager. This is all a people game, man. If you can find the right person who is making a hiring decision, that is the key. That's what you need to do. So check out that video. I think it will be incredibly helpful for you in your search. And I hope this is helpful. I guess I had a rant, so maybe it's helpful, maybe it's not. But best of luck in your job search nonetheless.